morning and welcome to DBS This Morning. It's another blessed and amazing time to be in your company, and we are so happy. This morning, we are going to be kicking off with the morning news. We're coming back to that in a minute, but we're also going to be featuring two wonderful persons today. And we went up at the South Louis Community College, and it was awesome to take a journey with the environmental students. They, as part of their project for their exam, their final exam, they had put together a drive to create awareness about the improper disposal of plastic or too much use of plastic in general. So we're going to get back to that in a while. They've got a whale. We're going to show you the whale. You're going to get to see that and more. We also this morning caught up with a brand. I believe it's a local brand. It's C'est La Vie. They've been around for a little while now. You may have seen them, but the official launch was on, and we caught up with them as well for that. But now let's kick off with our morning news. Here is Kendall with the headlines.
Good morning. The United Workers' Party, UWP, is calling its recently held national convention a success despite suggestions to the contrary. At a press conference on Wednesday morning, the party, which has seen its share of internal turmoil and upheaval since its election defeat, claims that it is more united than ever. With a new slogan of strong and proud and united, the party has issued a call to more St. Lucians to join the organization in its mission to return to governing the country.
The town of Soufrière was painted yellow from every street corner to the beachfront. Hotels, guest houses, inns, Airbnbs were full. It was billed as a weekend of activities, and it lived up to every expectation.
This whole convention was magical. Magical in the sense that the people or our delegates had already made up their minds. They knew they wanted Alan Chastanet as their leader, and so they ratified and they affirmed it actually on Sunday by ensuring that Alan Chastanet would continue as the political leader of the United Workers' Party. And then what happened? We went down to our public meeting, and if you had watched what was happening carefully, it sent a very strong message. Not only was the United Workers' Party back, but there was a seismic shift in this country.
In outlining the party's vision, Thorold Prudent, the chairman, asserted that the citizens can expect the party to be very vocal as it holds the SLP administration accountable. The Department of Innovation will observe World Creativity and Innovation Day on Friday, April 21st. Activities on the day aim to create awareness about the importance of creativity and innovation in all aspects of human development. This year, the theme for World Creativity and Innovation Day is Step Out and Innovate.
Today more than ever, St. Lucia is becoming a space that promotes creativity and innovation. The establishment of the Youth Economy Agency, for example, is tangible evidence that the government recognizes the contribution that creativity and innovation can make to the overall economic development of our country. This, coupled with the programs offered at the South Louis Community College, in collaboration with the Taiwanese Embassy, consolidates the fact that we as a government are willing to invest in the necessary training for our citizens to allow them to become more entrepreneurial, creative, and innovative. History is replete with evidence that shows that innovation does not come from providing incentives to creatives, but more so from creating the enabling environment that allows for the connection of ideas and the growth of think tanks. This is the vision of our government, and through entities such as the Youth Economy Agency and the Innovation Unit, expect to hear more about business incubators and creative spaces.
Borrowing from the theme for World Creativity and Innovation Day, Step Out and Innovate, Minister Edward has issued a call to local creatives and innovators to not just think of new things, but also doing new things. Plans are progressing for the hosting of the National Carnival Queen Show, and organizers have announced an increase in the number of contestants in this year's pageant.
The contestants will immediately begin preparing for the National Carnival Queen pageant, and this preparation includes training in various segments of the pageant, as well as personal and professional development. The next event on the National Carnival Queen calendar is the sashing ceremony, where contestants will be presented and partnered with a sponsor and become ambassadors for their brand. We encourage all our pageant enthusiasts To stay connected with us and follow the progress on the National Carnival Queen Pageant and other major carnival events at carnivalstlucia.com, or to follow us on social media at Carnival St. Lucia on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
The press launch of St. Lucia Carnival took place on Wednesday evening. The Board of Directors of the Water and Sewage Company, WASCO, has announced the appointment of Mistress Zilta George Leslie to the position of Chief Executive Officer or CEO of WASCO. This appointment took effect on April 1st this year. Mistress Leslie has been a long-serving management employee of the company and is now the first female to serve the company in its most senior executive position. Those are your top stories. Thanks for watching. Good morning.
And thank you, Kendall. We now take a break. We will be right back. And now for our first feature. We told you about the whale, right? Let's take a look. And we here at the Sir Arthur Lewis Community College, we've got a whole host of activities happening up here today. One of them is, of course, they've been working on this stuff that you're seeing in the background. It's supposed to represent a big whale with plastic bottles in there. We've got two students from the ENV class, and they're going to explain why this is erected right here on the grounds of the Sir Arthur Lewis and what is this all about. I've got Gabrielle, and I've got Erin. So, ladies, welcome and talk to us. Tell us what's going on here.
So this whale is a representation of, well, one of the activities we have for our practicum. I belong to the environmental science class of Sir Arthur Lewis. I'm in my second year. And for our practicum this year, we were supposed to participate in the Plastic Tide Turners Challenge. And in that challenge, we were supposed to create a sculpture made to represent how much plastic we consume as people in St. Lucia, and not just in St. Lucia, but the youth, how much plastic we generate in a day, how much single-use plastics people use in general. So this whale is a visual representation of just how much plastic the students at Sir Arthur consume, which we fill up weekly with the plastic that we obtain from a audit that we have been doing for 5 weeks now. And the whale is a representation of showing how the plastic ends up in the ocean and how it affects marine mammals like the whales who filter feed, and they eat a lot at once. So a lot of the plastic that ends up in the ocean actually gets eaten by not only whales but turtles and fish as well. So this whale is a representation of that in our practical.
How our plastic use and our plastic disposal improper is actually harming our marine environment.
Yes,
Tell us about it.
okay, well, basically, yeah, the whale, as you can see from this sign, it says 1 million marine animals die each year from plastic waste alone. So basically what happens is that when the plastic is in the ocean, it resembles what the marine animals would eat, like different types of fish, jellyfish, etc., right? So in thinking that that's what it is, example, the whale would go to that and consume it, thinking that it's a fish or jellyfish. But what happens is that as they continue, they actually starve themselves without knowing. And then when they die, you'll see they wash up on the shores, and then you can see a bunch of plastic just in their stomachs accumulating. Yeah.
How important it is as young ones that we preserve our marine life now that you're part of this environmental drive and class as well. How important it is for you, because chances are you might get to a certain age and certain whales or certain species no longer exist because of the little things that we're doing now that we could make a difference with.
It is very important to preserve our marine life. To me especially, it's important because I strive to become a marine biologist, and not only to study marine mammals and other animals, but also for conservation, because we only have one Earth, we only have one planet, and the rate of extinction of a lot of our different species of animals is highest now as we have become more dependent on plastics, and not just reusable plastics, but single-use plastics. As you can see, there are lots of mostly plastic bottles in here, and that's a problem that can be easily fixed. All we have to do is use reusable bottles, and that's not even that costly. It's actually more costly to keep buying bottles every day than to just use one bottle and fill it up. So it is very important, especially to me, that we conserve our marine mammals, not only because it's important, but because they're sentient, they're beings as well.
So let me ask you though, now that this is happening here, how is it? Because you're all as part of the marine and the environmental classes, so this is personal to you guys. The rest of the Sir Arthur Lewis Community College, how have they been responding to this initiative and this drive? That's okay. Say we're gonna put it out and we're gonna try to get because you need all the help you can get. You look like you need all the help.
Yeah. Mostly what I've seen is like they've been asking a lot of questions as to like our project and what we've been doing and why we've been doing it. I feel like a lot of the students not understand the importance of the whole plastic pollution issue. Like with our bin audit, we say like we just want plastics to collect, and like we get all different types of garbage, food, and all of that. It's like we have signs everywhere, but like they're not paying attention. So I think that's like our main issue, is like getting across and catching their attention and actually sinking in their brains, like
to take this serious. All right, well, that's a good start, I must say. And I mean, don't feel defeated even if the students may be not taking it too serious. I think that the fact that you've done it, trust me, that's kids, they're going to pretend it's not getting to them, but at some point it's going to stick and they're going to understand what is going on. So I want to commend you and your team for working on this beautiful thing. Talk to us about the construction of it though. Let's talk about the construction of this.
Well, you thought her answer about the students not paying attention was interesting. So the construction of this wheel has been long and arduous, I will say. We had Giovanni St. Omer.
Oh, really?
Yes, he was the one who actually helped us to construct this wheel. The process was difficult, a lot of injuries because the lot of So
point to them, Lucian, poor job.
But the process was a lot of fun, coming up with the design, looking at different designs that we are able to do with the limited resources that we have. Actually, using chicken wire was not even our first thoughts, but it was the most affordable and it was easiest for us to do because it's only us and it's only manpower we have and limited resources. But it was a lot of fun to construct. We had to bend electrical wire by hand because
but you guys did well.
Yeah.
Stuff. Yeah. You guys did well, though, nonetheless.
Yeah. A lot of trips were taken to and from Sunbuilt because the estimates for materials. Yeah, it was a lot, but it was fun. Took us an entire day to build it, but it was a lot of bonding with the classmates and getting to learn more about getting hands-on in the field.
Fight, yeah. It's a fight. It really is a fight because we're seeing the effect of climate change and nobody is trying to take it effect, but we are now reaping the benefit. Look at in the what's it, Fort Lauderdale, the Florida Key, they've got some flooding and stuff going on over there, and it could be little simple things like this. So you guys are commending all you again. Don't feel defeated. Yes, you can.
Whilst our students may not necessarily be taking it as to heart as we would like them to, during the process of our practicum, I feel like we have raised a lot of awareness because while sometimes they may not follow directions to the T, places in the school like DTEMS have been the most consistent. They follow instructions very well, and I feel like every time we come to the audit, people ask questions, and then we get to tell people about what we're doing. Even when we were constructing the wheel, and many days after when people could not figure out what it was, we had to keep talking about it. So I feel like whilst it might not be as effective as we would like it to be, it's coming along. Yes,
and that is great and that is brilliant. You guys did awesome as well. Anything else you want to leave now, because we are live on DBS, and of course you now have the opportunity to impact more than just the school on that drive. What do you want to say to them?
Basically, just to be aware of the issue of single-use plastics and its impact on the environment, and that we really don't really need to use as much plastic as we do. We can use alternatives such as paper, we can reuse glass bottles, metal bottles, anything that you can do just to help reduce the amount of plastic that you consume on a daily would help this movement significantly. So that's basically all I want to share.
Wonderful. Gabby,
Yeah.
you're awesome. And of course, Erin, you guys are amazing. Good job. And all the best in your future endeavors as well.
thank you.
Marine biologist, what you want to do?
A wildlife conservationist.
There you go. Absolutely. I'm right there along with you guys. These are two beautiful career choice. All the best.
Thank you so much.
Wonderful. And now for our final feature, we caught up with the C'est La Vie brand at the official launch. Let's take a look.
SDN Empire is what we have registered in St. Lucia, though SDN brand itself is actually registered in New York. And the reason for that, because SDN brand deals with the overall of the brand C'est La Vie Paris. And we realized that there are a little obstacle in terms of when you're having an e-commerce website that the bank said does not facilitate in terms of an e-commerce website, and also that there are other stuff that is required when having an e-commerce website that you do not get over here. So like I was talking to the minister and I mentioned that lucky enough that I actually did register something in New York, which allowed me that when I came down here I had the time to actually build an e-commerce website, and that way we could having to do exportation or persons having to buy from us. But the whole overall idea is to get things manufactured on the island and focus solely on exportation. Obviously including the locals in terms of purchases here and there, but we find out it's very important to deal with exportation considering the way that the economy is looking in terms of the US dollars and also the pounds. And I believe if the US dollars and the pound keep plunging, we would have to be paying much more in terms of our importation. And we can't rely on just importation. We have to think of exportation in terms of having to bring that money in St. Lucia for our families. I've always been into fashion, and what I realized is that with me being into fashion, I've had persons that just like what I wear and so forth. And even when, prior to me going into the clothing side of things, I was also an artist, a singer-songwriter. So I decided to have my personal products in terms of my merchandise as an artist. And then I realized that many persons were interested in my products and even my shirts and so forth as an artist. But then I had one obstacle, which was my obstacle was that I find that there were other artists that may not wear my product because they are artists, which puts me in a position where I couldn't work with my fellow artists, in terms of getting them to wear my brand. So I had one decision to make, which is sacrifice my career, so that I can work with my brothers and my sisters, my fellow artists, to get them all together and we can make C'est La Vie what it is or what it should be. I did expect it to be like this. I believe it was a success in terms of what was expected out of it and the main reasons why we wanted to get a launch. And though there's one thing, I am not someone, as you could see, I'm able to have this conversation fluently with you. But everyone has their forte, and my forte is not very good in terms of having a speech written and having to deliver such, because I've never done such thing. I'm quicker to speak on the top of my head, though I felt like I was thrown under the bus to having to go have that speech, but at the same time I still delivered, and I'm quite comfortable, I'm quite pleased with what transpired today, especially having the minister to come in and having to, giving a few words and so forth. That really gives encouragement, not just to me, but to everyone that's in the room, and create that belief in what we are trying to do, because the brand is not just about me. As you could imagine, it's not just one person that's going to benefit from a brand. We have the models that have showcased themselves. We have basically the manufacturers. We have showed in terms of packaging, in terms of advertising. So we're looking at the entire country that is really behind what we're doing. We could say that we want our first storefront, and we'd like to have our pop-up shops, and also we'd like to have a bit of fashion show here and there in terms of going and do some tours and taking the models to go to the different districts and to create some fashion show so that the public can actually get to know more of us and feel that we're in there. We're not just up Rodney Bay, we're also in Denver, we're also in Choiseul, not just in St. Lucia, but also in the other Caribbean islands as far as Martinique and Jamaica, St. Vincent, Trinidad. You can name a few. And I mean, I believe that this year would be our year that we focus a lot on manufacturing, because we believe that there are many persons in the island that are very skillful in terms of creativity and creating, you know, clothing and so forth, and we like to having them to work with the company, work with the brand, and use our platform to get their product out there. Despite it is branded by us, but at the same time, it is their product that is out there and can benefit them as well. I just had, for instance, I spoke to someone who actually manufactures bags, and we believe that this person can continue manufacturing the bag for their company, but at the same time, if SDN brand has a platform that is possibly huger, this person can still spread the wings and create bags for our brand. And yes, we are on social media, we are on Instagram, we are on Facebook. We have quite a few ambassadors, we have quite a few reps, and I believe that we're not that difficult once someone having to go on social media. I mean, we are quite popular as it stands right now in terms of persons knowing about us, and just having to be on this, given this opportunity to have this conversation with you lots, I believe more persons going to know about us, and they're going to know where to get us and so forth in terms of our social media platform. Last words with me, I would say that I actually thank a lot of persons, everyone, for being here. It was a very important event that needed to be done. Like we mentioned, since COVID came around, a lot of things kind of went very low, though our company still continued in what we're doing, but at the same time it was a bit lower. We have something else that we also do in terms of our sticker. We just, like, you know, that many different brands have different, may have a sticker. Can I show you guys that, right? They may have a sticker, right? But this sticker is not just a regular sticker where you stick on your phone. This sticker, you can now take this sticker and go to many different businesses and you get a discount, including Zen Nightclub, Computer World, Rasco, more or less 100 businesses in St. Lucia. You get a discount, not once, but all the time, having to use the sticker. And the good thing about this as well, yeah, we realize that if we're having to conduct that sticker in the other Caribbean islands, there's a high possibility that those persons may duplicate our sticker and we may not know, considering we're in this island. So we created an online subscription where persons can now, despite of what country that you are, you can have your subscription and you can utilize the businesses in your country just as, which means that we're now connected with businesses in the UK, businesses in America, and businesses in the Caribbean, as far as Jamaica, Trinidad, Barbados, Dominica, obviously St. Lucia, to name a few, yes. So we actually use this, our SDN stickers, which is still C'est La Vie, as a form of strategy to expand and get persons to know more about the brand. But most importantly, it is beneficial to everyone that has it, because I could imagine if you have a sticker where you paid, say, $10 for a sticker, by the time you actually go to a business, you probably get that money back, and then you can go back over and over. So it's very beneficial for yourself as a customer having the sticker, and it's great for the businesses because they have returning customers and they're always being spoken about. For instance, if you have a sticker and you got a discount at, at Computer World, you have a friend who's interested and want to get a computer or something like this, more than likely you tell your friend about the sticker. Though you don't work for the company, but here you are marketing the sticker and marketing Computer World for free, just because you are benefiting from the sticker.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to this morning's SocaCize session. Leading the wine, we have Sarah, Laurie, and Shani. Let's get ready to sweat with SocaCize. For this morning's workout, we will be doing a wine and tone routine to In Stock by Vibes Cartel. Let's go. So we're going to begin knee, knee, roll, sit. 3, 2, 1, and. Get those knees up. 4 more. 4, 3, 2, last one. Our arms, 3 of them. 3, 2, hold. 3, 2, hold. 3, 2. We're gonna kick and roll. Kick and roll. Low impact, you're following Laurie. You can give me it low, that's fine. 3 more. 2. Last one. Left side, knee. Four more. Our arms for 3. 3. Last one. Kick. Last one. Knee. Four more. Pump it. 3. Kick. 4 more. 4, 3, 2, 1. End. That was this morning's session. Thank you for choosing to flaunt with SocaCize. We hope that you're feeling sexy, sultry, and strong.
And that was our show for today. I hope you enjoyed it. We're looking forward to joining you again tomorrow. As we wrap up, I would like to leave you with this. No matter what the experience is, what you're going through right now, don't let them see you broken. Remember whose you are.